All right, good morning. So we are live parenting journey, and we are here with an amazing Yada. All right, and if you can see me, you can hear me. Let me see your comments right in the comment section. Hear me. Good morning, Billy Kisu. Thank you so much for joining me. So we have Amaka. Um, and it's interesting. This will be the first time. Most of the stories that Amaka is going to be sharing, just like you all, I'm going to be that we don't do at the TIP Academy is to censor testimonials. Call the person and say, you know what, this is what you need to share so that people can, hear you and all of that and all of that. So, no, we don't do that. We allow participants to come and share it the way my paper and I'm writing it down because they're sharing so much and I'm like, oh wow. And that's why my intentional parenting journey is one of the best things that have happened to the TIP system because to share what it is that their journey is without, sometimes you're hearing somebody struggle right, on the stream and how they were able to navigate it. It was amazing hearing Sharon. It was Sharon who shared about her struggle with her. She was able, it was a lot of parents reached out to me and say, Omo, now I know that it's not like the Wahala is just me. We are all passing through. Also Mrs. Notch who shared how her son had an issue in school and how she was able to navigate it, go there and deal with it. It was Mr. How he manages his time, even though that in fact he says sometimes I'm awake, I've listened to a class and I see myself dozing during the day, but that's the price I will have to pay for this time. And there have been a lot of other up her training just so that she can be there in the next like few years. And then when she now went for that same training, like 2 years later, think so it is very interesting. When we talk about parents, can children really do these things? Are you sure of what they're saying? I remember when I started my journey, part of the issues I had on social media, your children, it is not true, you're lying, they cannot be doing the, how can you say your children do all their cooking, they wake up, it is not true. And the twins were like 7, 8, 9, so it was always a battle. But 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds who are cooking, my story is no longer wowing, forget it. If you think that I have story or I have some like this, like, wow, this woman, she has a lot. I don't anymore. These parents in the inner circle have shown me. As in, sometimes I'm looking at them, I'm like, it was the other who came back from her night, who came back from her night duty as a nurse, and there was indomie with egg with Clara's daughter. She's been cooking. She was 4. She's 5. She cooks so well that sometimes when I look at her, I'm like, and they live in the UK. Sometimes I'm like, hey, these women. And there's some things I have seen that have think that I have any exceptional story. These others have stories that will wow you. Welcome here, Amaka, to my intention, the inner circular, sharing what their journey looks like. So, Amaka, let us start, ma. Is for being here. So, share with us. How did you get in contact with the Intentional Parent Academy? That's one. Two, join the inner circle. What prompted you? What is that thing? Share with us. You have the floor.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this privilege. It's a rare privilege, and I'm not taking it for granted. This is like a dream come true for me, and it's very personal for me. So, my how did I get into the inner circle? How did I hear about the inner circle? So I've been following Coach Wendy for like 3 to 4 years now. So I watch her come live at every section on Instagram or YouTube, Facebook, and I'm like, okay. I was just sitting, at the fence, and I'm like, let's just observe. All this thing they are saying about intentional parenting, how possible it is. How can someone just sit down and say, this, your child can do this at this age, your child can do this at this age? Yes, I've always wanted my children to start up, doing things early at their age, but I didn't know how to go about it. So I kept on listening to Coach Wendy. I kept on observing her. I kept on following everything. I kept on writing. And I kept on doing one or two things that she shares with us. So I was like, okay, let's see how this works. Join the inner circle. She'll be saying, join the inner circle. I said, what do they want to be teaching there? What exactly will be happening there? Why? What is for 1 year? You just keep talking about parenting. What exactly are they doing there? So I was just following. I was watching. I was ensuring that every live section, you know, my notification is turned on. I was just like, let me just hear her. So as I kept on listening to you, Coach, this thing is the spirit connecting to spirit. So you kept on bombarding my life with information, and I was realizing that I am making a huge mistake. Now, this Loretta Farmer was actually the one that um, made me just make up my mind to join the inner circle. So every time on her status, she's always talking about Coach Wendy. She's also implementing the tools. She's going all out to ensure that our journey in the intentional parenting academy is smooth. So I was always checking her status. I always check Loretta's status. Like, let me see what is happening there today. What exactly does she have? What's the coach saying? Am I missing out from any live section? So I was following her. So one day I sat down. I told myself, this person has what I need. She has the answer I am looking for. She has the resources. She has the heart. She has the spirit. I've seen other coaches, but something that didn't really allow me, go, attached to them is because I want a coach that has spiritual values in place. So I saw it in you. I'm a pastor's wife, yes, but it's not about being a pastor's wife, but I just want someone that her values can align with my value, both spiritually, physically, and name them. So I was watching. So after 2, 3 years of following you online, I now made up my mind to join the inner circle. One of our church members shared it on our women platform, and she was like, follow this person, watch this is happening, whatever, paid webinars and all of that. She'll share it. And I'll be commenting. My pastor's like, "Nancy, so this person I have never talked about." And I said, Mommy, I used to follow her. I share her nuggets and quotes on my status too as well. She's like, so you are there. I said, no, I just want to join. I've been sitting at the fence, but right now I want to join. So I joined. I was on the waiting list. I was there. I was like, God, I want to pay for this thing. If I had joined earlier, I would have paid 70,000 at the time I registered. So disobedient, so I think 70,000 or 50,000. Yes,
Yeah.
50,000. But if I had joined like 2, 3 years ago, trust me, I would have been like level 2 or 3 yeah than now. But that's not it. So I decided to join because you have the answer to many parenting questions. And you are not just a parental coach. You are encompassing, like you have it everywhere. If there are times they will invite you for some seminars and all of that, I'm like, coach, you just not fire. I don't understand. The revelation that comes out of you when you stand on those podiums, and I'm like, is it not just parenting coach that she is? What exactly is going on here? So, and I'm someone that is, I'm multi-dimensional when it comes to skills. So I saw someone that has it. Why not join? So how's that I got it today in NASA? Today I make up my mind. I am joining. I told my husband, I am joining this woman. I will not just be listening to her. Now is the time. Now, you came, I joined the inner circle at the time I needed answers, like I said. And I've been saying, God, this journey I want to take my children through, you need me to train my children in your way. But if I'm not skilled, if I'm not equipped, if I don't know the way, I will lead them astray. I am answerable to all that you have to, ask me on judgment day for these children. And I want to be intentional about it. So if someone is running this academy and she has what I need, why not join? And that was how I made up my mind to join in Inner.
Amazing. And we have Amaka. Is a pastor's wife and she is a yada. She's a parent in the inner circle. You know, the beautiful thing is that, the array of people, all walks of life, people from different areas of life. It was recently that I started having seen that we have lives in the academy. I was like, oh wow. And it's just amazing, an array of people. And there is it's also interesting to note that if we form a forum for pastors' wives and pastors in the inner circle, we're going to be in thousands. As in it's
True,
amazing. All right. And thank you
true.
so much for being here. Now you said something that caught my attention, Ma. When you were talking, you said, oh, I think I said you were peeping from the window. That's the word. And I know that there are some people like Miss Amaka who have been peeping from the window. This kind of this coach, this one with this color there. Are you sure? This one, are you sure she's not just everywhere, not just anyhow? I've heard a lot of that. All right. And just be watching. So tell me what happened to you when you not got him? Because you've what else is she going to be teaching in the inner circle? She already shares a lot of value outside there. Will what
Hmm,
she teaches outside here be different from what she teaches in the inner circle? So tell me
hmm.
what you experience, ma'am.
Now, to start with, I want to tell you something. The inner circle is a womb reserved for conception. So it is not a womb for abortion, it is reserved for conception. So conception happens when, sperm swims up through the vagina and fertilizes an egg in the fallopian tube. Now, this, just listen to me. The sperm swims up, that is swimming up, are the daily connection tools that we run with. They are the daily instructions that come from you that we run it. And those instructions are revelational. Joining inner circle was revelational for me. I was not joining because somebody pushing me to join. I was not joining out of emotion. I was not joining because, oh, I just want to be somewhere and see some person talking and all of that and enjoy all the cruise and whatever. That wasn't it. It was revelational because the time before, prior to the time I joined the inner circle, I was dreaming about coach. I dreamt, you see this mentorship class that we started, this mentorship program. I dreamt about it. I saw you impacting me. We were few. There was a large crowd. You separated us. Very few. We're not up to 10. You separated us and said, I want to pour my spirit into you. Ah, ah. Woo! That was revelational. I when I encounter people in their spirit, they are angels. I encounter them in revelation. It is another level for me. It is not the usual. So I don't take it casual. So I kept on encountering you in dreams. You were talking to me. Sometimes it'd be like we are in a class and you just be talking. It would be like webinars, seminars, conferences, and you are talking. And I'll be writing. I'll be writing. You tell me, right, so you need to run with this thing. Right, so that you can duplicate it. Right, so that you can become it. I said, this is serious matter. This is something I need to be intentional about it. So, like I said, the strength that swims up are the daily tools and the connection tools that we run with. If you don't run with it, you cannot get the advantage out of it. You cannot get results. Now, the vagina are the persons in the inner circle, whether men or women that are in the inner circle, that have decided to yield themselves for the sun to swim through into them. Now, why the eggs are our children, our finances, our businesses, our relationship. Because when you come to the inner circle, it is not about parenting your children. First, the first 2 months we work on you, as in coach, when you work on you as an individual, because parenting begins with you. Now, if you as a parent cannot be rightly equipped for the parenting journey, you will be missing it out. So when I got into the parent in the inner circle, I was like, okay, today they will bring one connecting tool. It's different from the next day, and it goes on and on. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I was like, every day is taking a different, shape. Things are coming fresh from the oven. It's not like this woman is trying to say, repeating words. She's miming words. She doesn't know what she's saying, or Coach Wendy does not know who she is or what to offer us. And again, the excellent coordination, the excellent structure. I saw a place like this, oh Lord. Structures are in place, systems are in place. When we say 8 a.m., it is 8 a.m. There's no African time. I said, no, this is where I need to be. Let cut me, pieces me, you structure me, you mount me back. You don't understand. I need it. Inner circle is a place that can help you build curriculums, systems, structures in your home, in your life, in your relationship, in your finance, in every aspect of your life. So it's not just I want to learn to become an intentional parent. I want to become a model to my children, and every other area is left out. So the inner circle, the daily tools are enhancing tools that helps us to bond with our children and build us as a parent. So for me, I don't know what to say honestly. Honestly, I don't
Thank
know
you
what
so
to say.
much, ma'am. So we're live with Amaka-Virtue, and we to her journey. She started with the things that she saw in the inner circle. Somebody once asked me, Coach, you don't even waste time to say let people come before you now start the session. You just it's 10 o'clock, you just start. I
Exactly.
I was like, what am I supposed to do? She said, you wait like 5 minutes and so that people will gather and say, no, not here. If you cannot gather at 10, forget it.
Exactly. Exactly.
You need to be
Exactly.
there at that time. And so that's what Amaka is sharing about her journey and the things that she saw in the inner circle. Remember, she said that she had listened to me for 3 years, and then she was now beginning to ask herself, what else is there to learn? And
Hmm.
there is a lot. Can you tell me what happened at the induction? I like to ask that question a lot because
Hmm.
I know that at the induction, a lot of people reached out to me and said, what did I get myself into? How did I get here? So tell me about the induction. Tell me about that first day in the inner circle. How did you feel?
Okay, so at the induction, I just told myself I need to tighten my seatbelt. I never knew it was going to be like this. Like, this is reality, and it's facing me in the eye. I need to sit up because we are in here for serious business. If I came, to be with my own seriousness, if I came with all those excesses, I need to drop them. Your words were coming like fire, they were coming like bullets, and they were penetrating. So those words that were penetrating was actually equipping my birds, equipping my mind, equipping my everything about me to say, this is a serious business. Oh. Are you in or you are out? You still have the opportunity to go out now. The door is still open. Trust me, I was awake. I was thinking. I was like, God, what's happening here? What did I get myself into? I need to sit up. I need to wake up. When coach will tell you that no more sleep for you, reduce your sleep. This is serious business.
They not
When
say,
you're saying those things, I'm like, I was
Master
saying this
P,
is my this is easy. I'll say, coach, take it easy now, please. Because sometimes your words are like, hmm, whips. That's how they come. Like, sometimes when I dream about you, it's like a wake up call. Like, you wake up. You think you have been doing well before, or you think you are okay. Wake up. There is more to this. See, nobody can do what you do if the person is not called to do it. It's not somebody's just trained somewhere and they want to start up something. Nobody can do what Coach Wendy does if you are not called to do it. If you don't have a revelation, if the Holy Spirit has not breathed into you to do this, forget it. People will be exhausted. By the time you are talking, they say, this woman has been saying the same thing. She has been, just as the different angle, from different angles. She would change topic, but she still talks about the same thing. There are instructions. There are instructions that we can run with. The things you are saying, they are life. They are life-giving, words, instructions. That by the time we run with it, like I said, the inner circle is a womb reserved for conception. By the time we take in those seeds, the sperm, and we allow it to mature, there will be a delivery process, right? So it is, oh, Jesus, help me. Because when you did me strong thing, no, like strong thing. I'll tell my husband, I just dreamt about her. What's going on here? I just dreamt about her. I just saw Coach Wendy. What the things you say, I'll write them. Sometimes I cannot even write them because they're like fire in my brain. I feel it. It's like when someone takes her spirit and puts it inside of you. What are you waiting for? You are there because you are carrying overload. You are carrying an overload of spirit. So you need to ensure that your container is ready and prepared to accept or take in that spirit that has entered into you.
Amazing. And we have Amaka with us. I hope Amaka is still here and that she can still hear us. I don't
Yes,
know. I
ma'am.
think our video is okay, great. All right. So thank you for sharing with us. What that has happened in the inner circle. So let me share a bit of this insight. That will take us ago, I shared on our Instagram page on the 6-year-old who was ironing his clothes. It was a testimonial shared by a parent in the inner circle. And this parent said, I've been teaching him, but I didn't even know that he's, catching it. I didn't know he can also pick it up and also do. So she gave us permission to share that video. We shared that video and it caught fire with a lot of buzz. A lot of people were like saying, how can a 6-year-old iron? Ah, no, it is dangerous. In fact, I even saw the other day that a 5-year-old was never do any of these dangerous things. In fact, when they are like 10, that's when I will start teaching them, you know. And I was seeing all of that buzz and all of that. And as if it was so funny. I was now, somebody now sent me a video of a Chinese boy who was, that boy cannot be more than 3, and he was being tutored on how to actually, build in the safety systems, where the father was being shocked and he couldn't save the father by removing the father's hand. He mounted chairs, climbed up to actually go and switch off the control, the whole control of the house. It was an amazing sight. I said, here we are in Africa, telling ourselves that 6-year-olds cannot do things. And that is one that I'm very, very, this thing about. Yesterday, my manager in the office, Oma, I wanted to ask if the children can join me on a public transport because we want to go and get something. I said, I don't understand. What kind of question? Sure that they end. I said, I don't get it. Like, The children were there now laughing. They're like, we told her that we enter back, we enter keke. What's there? Like looking at me like,
Oh,
eh? I'm like, I don't understand. Market, they go, they move up, they are human beings. So
sorry.
on your journey in the academy, before now, what was your ideology about this? How have you been able to implement it being in the inner circle? You know, we have a slogan in the inner circle that says there is no lion anywhere. The lion that is out there is only the lion of the tribe of Judah. I don't understand any other lion that is there. Over to you,
Oh.
ma'am.
Okay, so prior to me being in the inner circle, I was struggling a lot. My children, like let's just say I am this, perfectionist kind of person. Like I just expected them to be able to do everything, just do it, and I wasn't getting it. And again, I was having some struggles with them. Then I hadn't understood their love language, their learning style, their temperament, and all of that. So, joining the inner circle, we read books on understanding your child's love language, your child's temperament, their learning style, and all of that. So, I began to implement those things. So, I started teaching them. I took my time. Teaching your child requires patience. It is not automatic. So keep on building up those things in them. You keep on repeating the instructions. So when you come up live and you tell us some things and all of that, I just go back. Sometimes I share with them the videos we post on the platform. We post on the platform. I share with them. I say, see, Coach Wendy posted this. They are so passionate about Coach Wendy. They are the one that reminds me every day. What did Coach Wendy ask us to do today? What did Coach Wendy ask you to do today? They are the one that keeps correcting it. Mommy, we must do today's too low. I said, okay. So I was struggling a lot with them because I just do it. Just do it. But I didn't know the way to guide them to do it. So joining the inner circle, I now understood the way, and I understood some, systems and structures I need to put in place. We set up our family guide, our family value, and all of that. And then I began to daily tell them this is it, show them the path, teach them some things, and I'm patient. So I used to yell a lot. I'm still working on that. I yell a lot when they don't do the thing because I just expect just be perfect with it. I've said this over and over. Just do it. Why are you not getting it? When we are doing homework here, oh Jesus, oh Lord. So you don't know how to spell it. At this age, you can't spell it. What is there? Why can't you spell lamp? Why can't you do this? I'll be yelling. When I'm done, I'll go back to my mercy. Have mercy on me, Lord. Forgive me. This thing I'm doing, deliver me. This, that. That is not it. We are praying the prayer points. You can pray from now till Jesus come. There are things that prayer can do. There are things that as an individual you should do. I wasn't doing that. I was praying, I'll go and pray. Say, Father, my children, I'll mention their names. Father, this person, this one, that one, the twin, this is it. This one, this is that. And I'm like, I'm not getting results. I am not doing something right. Can I listen to myself? When I'm done yelling, even my children say, Mommy, I'll be having a day. See now, you are making me have a headache. You make me shout. You make me yell. I don't like doing this. Like in front of them. And they are looking so frustrated, like, I don't understand. Why is my mommy like this? What's happening to my mommy? And sometimes they say, Mommy, see, you are looking stressed. You have been shouting things. Can you stop shouting? I say, oh, my children are the one advising me to stop yelling. Uh-uh. Okay, so we did the yelling challenge. I cried. I cried all through you were talking. As in, I cried and cried. I saw my errors, I saw my mistakes, I saw where I was getting it wrong, and I said, no, I can't be doing this. I have to be deliberate about it. When you cannot manage your emotion, you are not mature. You are not an adult. You are a child. Even children will even tell you, mommy, you are shouting. So, so I kept on working on it. And I'm still working on it. I'm a work in progress. In that circle, we are not looking for parents that are perfect. We are looking for parents that are ready to work on themselves. They are ready to follow the process on their becoming. So it's not about, oh, we want you to be, perfect in everything. So my children and at age 4, yeah, I started teaching them some skills. I started teaching them how to iron. I tell them we are your role model. You observe us. And when I got to the inner circle, the same thing was being emphasized. The same thing was being emphasized. Be your child's role model. You are telling your child to do A and you are doing B. You are telling your child don't lie and you are lying. You are not a good role model. When they grow up and begin to lie, you say, why are you lying? You start spanking them. But you, as the mommy and dad, you lie. So you are role playing what they see you, do. So I started teaching them some skills. And when I got into the inner circle, we talked about honor as a skill. I Each time we do all those webinars, each time we hear all those things, I take out time to teach them. We have prep talk, we have family meetings, we just sit down, we plan, we just talk. Inner circle helped me to build a better communication with my children, bond better, understand them as an individual. Before, I have a twin. I will tell the twin, one of the twin, I'll say, you, look at your twin sister. She's doing this. She's doing that. Why can't you do it? Yeah? I don't understand. The fact that they are twins, does it automatically make them act the same way? So when I got into the inner circle, I started understanding them as an individual. I started knowing, okay, this is what works for this person, this is what worked for the other person, and this is what worked for the other person. They are 3 girls. So I started building on every information that I get from the inner circle. Like I'm telling myself that if you want to get the best out of this program, you need to do the work. So some days it's not sweet oh. Sometimes at night I come back tired and say, please sit down. Today we are doing this. I'll ask them questions. I'll listen to them. Listen to them. Active listening is very important. When you want to have a smooth bonding with your children, you need to listen to them. I taught them, like you said, you taught us safety skills, you taught us reading skills, you taught us the child being able to differentiate between um, gullibility and kindness. You taught us surviving skills. You taught us honor as a skill, maintenance skill, cooking skill. Oh yeah, we'll practice it. Coach, I woke up one day and I met my children. They had done pancake themselves. My children are between are 8 years. My baby is 7 years. Now I woke up and I saw them. They had already done pancake with a glass of juice. Was it juice or tea? And they brought it and said, "Mommy, since you were still in your room, we did this for you." Yeah. When you are doing this, when you're on this journey, you never can tell how far you have gone until probably you travel. Probably you are not around. Probably your children mingle with other persons. Probably your children stay with other persons. So we traveled. I had women conference. I had teams conference. I'm a teams coordinator. So for 2 weeks I was out of the house. So the day I came back with my husband, the children were like, "Mommy, don't worry, stay outside. People need to stay outside. Hold yourself like a new bride, husband and wife." Everything they were saying, we were doing. Just hold on. And we were there. And the next thing, when we got inside, you know, something about me was encouraged. When you are doing this work and you are like, I'm not there, I'm not getting the best. Are you sure what coach is teaching me and I'm implementing it? Are you sure, when coach asks me for a review, asks me for my performance, showcase what you have been doing, I'll be able to say, oh, my children have been doing it, and my children have been doing it, and my family have been doing it. Coach, we got inside, and he said, Mommy, this is your seat. We saw the table was set. We saw, I wish I could share videos and pictures. The table was set, And they said, Mommy, this is your seat. Daddy, this is your seat. Just sit down honorably. You know, you are a queen. Daddy, you are a king, you know. And they had cutleries and they had pictures. They drew something, paintings and all of that and all of that. And they were like, okay, let's serve you. We made this food. It was rice and stew and what was that? Cookies and whatever. And I'm like, wow, like, wow. Like, wow, wow, wow. So when parents are saying, my child is too young, my child is too, you are not our. Thou knowest not, thou knowest not. Our children can iron. They iron their uniform. You see, that day they did that thing, eh? That honor, that treat they gave to us, eh? It swept us under our feet. My husband was like, what's going on here? Wow. Really? So it means all these things, they are working. It's not like, these children are just there, you know, they are just there, they are doing it when mommy and daddy is available, when mommy and daddy continue to instruct them, or when we are not available. Our children can comfortably stay in somebody's house and you will not hear the person say, it's your children. Yeah, yeah. They act like children are not trained. They are so scattered. They are so uncultured. They are so ill mannered. You'll be telling us, what is it about them? What are you doing? I'm not start preaching, CIP is this, is that. I love to preach about it too. Now, one of the twins is learning how to make hair. She started learning at age 7. Before prior to that, I just went to Lagos. I saw one mannequin. I said, let me just buy it. Yeah, that was great. 4 as a 10. I said, let me just buy it. Girls started to just be touching it. I never knew that God was actually using me to push that passion that was in her come out. So I just got the mannequin. So I noticed she will make hair, she will braid, she will twist. I can't twist. I can't twist. I can't braid and you twist it. It will lose immediately. She braids and she twists. And I'm like, okay. Before you know it, the other person started joining her. I see what's going on. So what do you want to learn? It's holiday. You don't sit there at home, going for summer only. Yes, they go for summer, but in between everything, they must learn skills. Coach Wendy has said they will learn skills. They should learn skills. Nothing will happen to them. Iron. When the iron burns you, you'll be okay.
You're all right.
You'll be all right. You will turn out well. Don't worry. Me, your mother, iron has burnt me. I have the scar somewhere, so I will show you. But I'm okay. I didn't die. What we say? Nobody died.
Oh, but
Nobody died. No, nobody died. The guy, I won't forget it. You will heal. Just like, God talks about healing from trauma. You will heal and you'll be okay. So those encounters and experiences actually you share with your friends, you share with other people. So when they hear, when we went to visit my aunt, and my children will be in the kitchen doing this, doing that, serving themselves, washing dishes. You say, no, I don't like this thing you are doing to these children. They are too young. I said, too young? They are too old. So when I sit back and they are serving me dinner, and they say, Mommy, don't worry, you're tired. What do you want to eat? And they go to the kitchen. I teach them as I'm cooking, you are standing. If you are to pound crayfish, I tell them, pound, don't, they can blend, they can juice, they can blend tomato, put it on the fire, they can make eba, they can make semo, they can make pasta. Different, oh man, what are you saying? What are you saying? Your child cannot do what? What? See, I manage a school. I manage my mom's school. So I meet parents almost every day of my life. I handle children almost every day of my life. And the parents will come and they will tell us, one parent, the child was 4 years old. The child cannot button his shirt. And the mother said, I noticed that. My son told me that you people don't help my child to unbutton his shirt when it comes for after school. And I said, Ma'am, your son is 4 years old. What we do here is show them how to do it. Even when they are in preschool, 2 years plus, 3 years plus, they come in their raw form. You see a parent telling you, I can't control my child though. My child cannot sit down in one place. Why? Why can't your child sit down in one place? Your child is controlling you. Who is the adult? Who is the mother? Who Who is the father? I don't understand. Why can't you control your child? At 2, you can't control your child. Oh, when he now gets feathers and begin to fly out of control, I tell my children, I say, see, the instructions your parents are giving to you now, if you don't do them, they will send you home. People will send you home. They say your parents did not train you. You see, your mother did not train you. And they love their mother and their father passionately. So don't go there. I tell them, see, if you don't implement these things, you will say you are not trained and your mother did not train you. You want somebody to send you home. You want somebody to insult your mother. You start crying and say, Mommy, no, I don't want anybody. My children naturally on their own tell you they are sorry. So they will not tell you, this thing I did now, I know where I missed it. I will not repeat it, mommy. I'm sorry. And they will begin to watch and guide against it that, no, let me not do this. They will be telling each other, mommy said, don't do this. We don't do this in this house. These are the things we do. This is the time for this. When my daughter started, when I enrolled her in that hair place, when we checked out some places. The first person we got said, she's too young. And this same woman had a child of 9 years old, and she's making hair. The child does not know how to make hair. Error. How? Hmm. We got to the second person. She said, she's quite young because she looks smallish in stature. So she's quite young. How old is she? I said, she's 7. I said, so our birthday was last month. So my husband and I said, we want to give her a birthday gift. As in, our birthday gift is that we want to fuel her passion. So that's why we're enrolling her. I said, how old is your daughter? She said she will be 8 next week. I said, and your daughter doesn't know how to make it. She said, yes. I said, okay. She asked my daughter, what can you do? My daughter did, she couldn't weave, she could only braid. So she did twisting and normal braid. And then she was like, oh, wow, are you serious? Who taught you this? She said, nobody. How did you learn it? My mommy bought a mannequin and I've been playing with it since. And the woman she was like, what's happening here? And my daughter was enrolled. And now her daughter and my daughter are now doing competition. My daughter makes hair for me. I carry the hair. Coach, 7 years. Makes hair for me. Crochet, weaving, name it. She will do it. It's the passion for me at which she does it. Now, the second way, she started learning how to play drums. She loves to play drums.
Now enrolled a coach and teach her how to play drum. My baby, she sketches. She wants to be a fashion designer. So she can draw sketches. If you see there's a wall where they sample all their work in their room. So she can sketch all manners of styles. And so you feel when my child has that, I should tell her, you are too young, you just need to sit down. You are too young. You are too young to start this. Feel this passion. Your child is giving you a signal that I like this. I love this. You encourage that passion. You feel it. You build on it. You push them. You build them. You energize them. You propel them. And you want to boss that child? Say that, children are born geniuses. It's our parenting style that determines them. Why do you want to degenerate a child? A child that is born a king, a queen, you now want to degenerate that child because you feel the child is too young. They started ironing. They iron their uniforms themselves. I don't iron. Relieve me of some responsibilities. When you train your children, you are relieved of some parenting struggles or stress as it is. So why do what your child can do? So I tell the parents in the school, for parents that that are not around my vicinity, when I share some parenting tips on my status, they'll say, oh, I wish my child can go to your school because with you in that school, I'm sure my child will turn out well. So we educate our parents. They will come. I want to enroll my child. My child is so age. I this. They want to jump classes for the child. What can your child do? You find out as a parent, understudy your children. Know your child. You're just all out busy. I know we are busy. But you see, we create time for them. It's very crucial. Those times we spend to bond with them, they take it as in it's like a monumental time that they look forward to. What is saying, family movie nights, popcorn nights. Even if we don't do popcorn, we make it, we just do something. So ensure that you are doing something. Don't just stay there. My child is too young. I won't do this. If I do this, the child will be hot. You are just there. People are moving on. You are there.
You know that at this point, you can really tell that Amaka is a teacher. In fact, I was literally wrapped in her conversation. Like I was like, okay, she has. In fact, it's another teaching all the way. I told you that at my intentional parenting journey, parents are constantly bringing an A game. All right, you would listen to her now. You would know that there's a lot that you must have picked. I'm sure that you're listening. One question, we have actually been in a master class. If you have not been in this master class with Amaka, then I don't know where you are. There's something very striking that she said. Say when people tell me my children are too young, I tell them they are too old. I tell them they are too old. And I say all the time, every child is born a genius. We degenerate them. We degenerate them by the things we do, the things we say, the limitations we place. At 13, I was not an expert chef. In fact, if you follow me on social media, you will know that I don't like cooking. You heard me right. I'm one of those people that don't like the kitchen work. But you know what? Our daughter and our son started to cook, very early. From age 7, you will cook, you will be inside there. By the time they were in primary 4, they will wake up in the morning, make their food, pack for my husband and I. I'm the last to wake up in my house. See, intentional parenting gives you peace. I've retired from kitchen work since how many years ago? I don't need to be jumping up and down inside the kitchen. Right now, I have 13-year-olds. Some people told me, hey, when will the children read their books? If they are waking up to cook, they are waking up to do this and all of that. My children have been A-list students from day one. In fact, it has made them even more successful in their academics. See, children who are responsible actually do better in school. Go and ask questions. It's research. And, they've been able to actually do a lot of these things over the years. Now, our daughter is an expert chef. See, believe you me, at 13, when Ife enters the kitchen, everybody's waiting. As in, everybody's like, as in, you wake up in the morning, you are actually looking forward to the next meal. In fact, I told her that I'm going to stop eating since she's been around. Because I've added 5 kg. Every time she's around, I have to add weight. So it's as if my whole gym being in the gym is just rubbish. And then she will say, so I made this, so I made this, so I made that. And she makes it in split seconds. It's not a burden in any way. See, when you train your children to be skilled, that skill becomes something they do with low energy. I will explain that. So it was Mrs. Notch that was explaining this during her session. She said, I do the things I do. So low energy doesn't task you, right? So when they become so skilled, they now use low energy to do those things. So it's not really an issue, right? And then you can now do other things, learning, doing it when you are really. So cooking is like part of the process. And there's something that I teach in the academy. I tell the parents, I said, nobody becomes an expert. None, until you actually complete 10,000 hour rule. When will your child complete that 10,000 hour? Now, that's what happens in Africa. That's the flip side. In Africa, we don't start early. So our children never complete the 10,000 hour rule. No, we don't. That's why our athletes struggle. Their competitors have started at age 2 to be trained. By the time they are age 10, 15, they've completed the 10,000 hour rule. So these are the people they are competing with. Meanwhile, our children will start at 15. When do they complete the 10,000 hour rule? It's basically impossible for them to compete at the global level because we are constantly starting late. Every time people talk to me about cooking, I say, but we watch Chop Junior. Oh, so like in my home, we want my daughter loves to cook, so of course we watch Chop Junior. Some of those children are 4, and I keep asking myself, when did they start to cook? And they are coming at competitive level at a global stand to actually compete. 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. It shows you that it is when you start. That's what determines your completion. So there is no skill that a child would learn and become an expert at it without completing 10,000. Go and calculate it. 10,000 is a long time. 10,000 application now. So if you're not starting your child at 2, at 3, and then there's windows of opportunity. There's a window of opportunity for your child to learn some certain kind of skills. Cooking, for instance, there's a window of opportunity. If they begin to learn it at a certain age, it becomes a struggle. That's why you're struggling with your teenagers now. They don't like to cook. They are lazy. They don't like to drive. It's no longer something that we do with low energy. That's the problem. It's no longer something they do with low energy. It's something they need to do with their active energy. So it becomes a problem to them. So the more skilled your child is from the beginning, it is low energy. Ironing, my children have been ironing. I don't iron. I don't handle the iron in my house. No, I don't. If my children are not around, golf takes. I don't even like ironing. So if you find me wearing a rumpled clothes, forgive me. It might mean that my husband is not around and my children are not around. There are some things that, so if you make your children less contributory in the process of the family, you weary yourself completely. Some of us are so not eager to have our children in our home. You are so eager to send them away. You're so eager when your children are not, they are not at home. You are at peace. The moment they get into the house, you are stressed. I want you to be stressed. It's the other way around. Parents in the inner circle will tell you, I look forward to holiday. I look forward to being able to actually do, things. So sorry about that. Mr. Maka is having some issues. She's going to be back now. That's why, I'm taking some time, out. I look forward to the holiday. I look forward to the holiday. It affords me the opportunity to fix my nails permanently, allow them to be long, and live my baby girl lifestyle. See, intentional parenting gives you peace. Peace. Because your children become a blessing, not a burden. You are raising children who are burdening you. That's why parenting is stressful. Parenting is not supposed to be stressful. It is supposed to be a blessing. You look at your children. That's what the Bible said. It said that my children surround my table because they're a blessing. You are blessed to actually have these children in your life, not the other way around. Not when your children are home, you are palpitating. School is starting. You are agitating. No, it should be the other way around. When I'm having a guest, when I'm about to host my friends, I actually tell them, wait, hold on. Let the holiday come, please. So that I can have a chef in the house dishing out whatever you want. I can't stress myself. They always laugh about it. They even come, they say, I know you're not the one that cooked it. You like this, that do not like to enter the kitchen. It is important. Raising your children, children will give you peace.
Exactly.
That's when they become contributory to the family system. They don't become a burden. The moment you raise children who burden you, we're human beings, you would actually regret it. You're going to just wake up and parenting becomes, all this parenting is hard. Parenting is stressful. It's because you don't know what you're doing. There is a way to the city. The Bible says that the journey of the foolish man wearieth them because they do not know how to get to the city. The moment foolishness touches labor, you become weary. That's what
Hmm.
happens. You become weary. Foolishness touching
Hmm.
labor. So a lot of
Hmm.
us are just, going to that direction. Oh, hey, hey, parenting, you're running. Hey, helter skelter. Some of us are not running helter skelter. See, when you say parenting is hard, no, it's not hard. You don't know what to do. You do not know
Yeah, knowledge,
the city
knowledge.
why you
Hmm.
are struggling. There is a better way. All right. So Mr. Maka is back here. All right. And we're going to begin to, round off in the next 10, 15 minutes. And Mr. Maka, please share with us what was the most striking webinar that you were part of. A lot of people come to me and say, is emotional intelligence part of inner circle? Hey, should I said the inner circle curriculum is not available to the public. Just chill.
Yeah.
Anything you are seeing in the
Hmm.
public is the academic courses. You want to take it to take. But the inner circle webinars, they are exclusive.
Very
So
exclusive.
share with me.
Very, very exclusive.
Some of
Trust
the things
me.
you share, we share it outside, you might kill us. Tell us,
That's
ma, what was
true. That's
that
true.
webinar that struck you?
Ah, man, a lot of them, but honor as a skill.
Hmm.
Honor as a skill. I've been watching a lot of persons that have been sharing their CIP journey so far, and emphasis has mostly been on honor as a skill. Because when you said honor is customer service brought home, hmm? Coach, that day you were teaching honor as a skill. I cried. Oh. You see me. Hmm. I cried. I was there. It was okay. Going on. It was on speaker, so we all could hear. I knelt down. I apologized to my boss. I apologized to my children. I'm sorry. See, the way I honor my pastor's wife, people begin to tell me that you are a fool. You don't have sense. My mumu button is triggered when it comes to honor. I like it like that. Somebody said, you are following Coach Wendy. You are following her. You are following her. You are following her. What does she even know that you don't know? Eh. Ah. I say I'm following her because I honor the grace of God I see upon her life. I honor the things that she dispels. Hey, honor is not human worship. So when people are saying, yeah, you turn them to demigod, whatever, mini god, whatever. Yeah, so it is not human worship. And you don't honor, people because they are perfect. Yeah, every one of us, we have our excesses. I usually tell people, you know, inner circle actually helps me to have build a better relationship with people. It actually helped me to see my relationship, communicate better, understand people better. So when you talk honor as a skill, I have to balance it. When we talked about relationship, who your child should relate with, who you should relate with, those you relate with, and rubs up on who your child relates with. So I had to blend. You see why you need to all these webinars you need to be there in the inner circle. You have to blend it. Every one of them has their own part to play. Because when you lack honor as a skill in your life, and you go all out to just disregard people. Oh, that one they said is doing this, and who is he? He's saying he's one thing, one thing. Who is he? You know when you taught us honor as a skill, you brought pictures. That's frustrating, honoring authorities, and these are people that are authority figures that we look up to. But they saw a higher authority and they honor them. When I'm serving, eh? Whenever I am in my office, like when I wear my agada, to coach. When you wear your coat,
There are things that you begin to say. There are things you begin to say, even when you don't prepare for them because you have been equipped by God to do those things. You have those capacity. So when you were teaching us honor and showing us pictures of persons that we honoring other persons, prostrating, bowing, and people are like, see them, they are kneeling down. Is he a God? Is
it me?
giving them punishments? He is doing this. When I'm in my office of service, whoever I am, serving, whoever that is an authority over me. Now you said honor is the designing, celebrating, and rewarding of men for their distinctive differences. So you are honoring somebody not because their actions are perfectly right. You are honoring somebody not because I think this person is okay. The person might not have it all, might not know it all, but there's this distinctive difference, grace that they carry. There's this oil on their life that they have that you cannot get it anywhere until you honor them. Now you said honor has to be okay. Honor has to be revelation. It has to be by revelation for the true essence to be maximized. That was one of the things God told me while you were teaching honor as a skill. I had to pen it down. He said honor has to be by revelation for the true essence to be maximized. If not, you will abuse it. The moment you hear that, oh, Coach Wendy, she now did this, she now vetted her anger on somebody, you say, you see, and she's teaching us that we should stop yelling, and she lack emotional control. You start saying things, you start seeing error, pointing error in someone you're supposed to honor. Yeah, don't go there. Now, one of the things God told me when you were teaching honor, he said, great men are not great, I'll try to remember. Great men are not great men by mistake. They followed a process. There are some things that God took them through in their journey of becoming. That for you to easily get those things, you need to honor them. Coach Wendy, if I when I was telling you that your spirit you carry what both the encounters. My definition of honoring you changed. When in the mentorship program, people will be like, a mentor should be somebody that you see every day, that talks to you, that you abuse privilege. Anytime I am serving my pastor's wife, because I'm a PA kind of, I'm serving her, and I notice that familiarity wants to settle. I cut off a little. I distance myself. It's deliberate. I work on myself. I caution myself because these are persons that God has placed in your life for times and seasons of your life. When Dr. Mulala was talking about understanding the time and season, life time and season, understanding, the seasons of life. Yeah. I took a lot of things into consideration. These are persons that God has sent into my life for times and seasons of my life. If I miss it, I will miss road. So I must be deliberate when it comes to honoring people. So I began to put it into the children too. You need to be deliberate. When you see people, you see some people's children, they can't greet. My mother will be reminding them, can't you greet? Open your mouth to greet. You have to greet. You did not greet uncle. You did not greet auntie. You don't. When you teach them how to honor people, and see, another thing that makes our children not to honor persons, and because parents, you have conversation with your spouse, and you say that person did this, that person is this, because you don't understand people's temperaments, because you don't understand people's love language, you begin to redefine who they are. So when your children hears those things, trust me, when they see that person, they'll not want to honor the person because you already have already painted the person black. So we need to be mindful. We need to be mindful of what we say, what we do, where our children are, because it will play out in their life. So
Amazing.
honor as a skill.
Mm.
I can't forget.
Amazing. Honor as a skill has been that one webinar that everybody, in fact, somebody told me, I cannot wait to get into the inner circle to, in fact, this honor as a skill. The day I come in, I'm going to ask you for it. I say it's not by like that. You wait for it, ma. You wait for when it will come up. Because if you come into the inner circle and I just woes you with honor as a skill. You say this woman. And that is, what happens. There was something Miss Amaka shared, and as she was sharing it, I was, reminiscing. All right, so sorry, she's having a little bit of network hitch. As soon as she's back, she's going to share her final views. And I was reminiscing on the conversation, about honor and about deliberately separating yourself from, the people, you honor sometimes. So I'm very, where my husband and I are close to my pastor. I'm the pastor. I'm being pastored by Bishop David Abioye. And a lot of the times, people will say, Bishop David, Bishop Abioye, you guys don't go there every day. Oh, you guys don't, so we laugh about it. And I'm like, I don't want to go there every day. I don't want to see his flaws. Is it? I want to see him as a God. The way he is.
Yeah.
The person that I will see and fall on the floor, that's the person I want him to be. I don't want any of those. Sometimes he will send my husband, he sent for my husband in church, or maybe come and call me and come and say, I just want to know how you guys are doing. We've not seen you in a while. So people are always like, it's a big congregation. My church is massive. So people are always like, Bishop, I say, yes, let it be like that. Just leave me where I am. All right. Once in a while, I go and I prostrate and I take what I need and I move. Thank you so much, Amaka, for sharing that with me. Honor as a skill was my personal journey. All right. Being raised in the East, you'll find out that there are a lot of things about where you're raised. The environment where you're raised is a big deal. So there are a lot of things you learn or you don't learn. So that was a personal journey for me. And I usually share that with parents in the inner circle. And where I got to the point where God had to actually by himself teach me honor. And it's something that have changed. And when I talk about it with parenting, I say that honor is higher knowledge. I found out the Holy Spirit started to teach me that obedience, when you fight for obedience, your children are just going to become hypocritical eventually, because honor actually surpasses obedience. Now, honor gives you the place where you are saying, I am not doing this because you're right. I am actually, going to honor you and make it honorable. So because you are not infallible, when you push obedience, what happens is that your children are going to align even in your foolishness sometimes, because you can be foolish. You would have moments of foolishness. So when you are pushing, right, obedience, obey me, you become, because you are fallible. Because the infallibility narrative in parenting is a false narrative. That narrative our parents gave us, that one that says that they were first all through, that one that says that they are is my way or the highway, that one that says they are right all the time, is a false narrative. So I tell my children I'm not right all the time. But obedience, all right, honor have made my children understand that, okay, so it's not obedience. I'm not obeying, right, the wrong things. I understand honor. So what do I do in this space? All right. So it is important that we begin to look at. So if you do not know how to access higher knowledge when it comes to parenting, you're going to struggle. So you struggle with them, especially for children that we're raising today, who have access to all sorts of information. Sometimes what you're saying actually looks foolish. Trust me. To them.
True.
And when you push obedience in their faces, they are going to actually keep looking at you like, who is this person? And then when you're done, they say just, because authority is transient. If you teach obedience, when authority changes, what happens? What happens? These are the conversations, all right? And hey, this is not a conversation of how obedience is higher knowledge. You hear that? Or higher knowledge. You hear that when you get into the inner circle. So let's begin to round up, Amaka. What will be your last words to the people who are, listening to us? Somebody, I saw in the comment section where somebody said, Coach, is like, it's only teaching you know how to do. In fact, I almost abused it in my mind. Somewhere in my mind, I almost said, Shaggy.
No, at
I
all.
was almost going to say that, but hey, some of us are gifted with the things that we're gifted with. All right, not that we cannot do those things, we can. We just love to do this one, right? So thank you so
Yeah,
much.
that's true.
That I take it as a compliment, as a yab. All right, yab me well, it's okay. But so Amaka, the people that are listening to you who are saying, do I have 100,000 to pay? What are they saying? What will I get if I pay 100,000 now? All these coaching program, I've joined one before. I didn't get anything. Why am I joining another one? What is it going to give me? All right. So share with us, to the people who are listening, to the people who are also still in the academy, people who are coming in. What will be your last words to them?
Okay, so those that are still sitting over the fence, you know, still saying or disbelieving the process and the whole structure about the inner circle. See, I will just tell you something. Being an intentional parent is a deliberate work. The knowledge you think you know cannot serve. It can only take you to a junction. After that junction, what next happens? When you get to the junction or an express road, will you just stand there? It's just like a car, a moving vehicle that gets to the express road and it stops and just suddenly stops. And those behind it does not know that something has happened to that vehicle. It will cause accident. So when you get to a junction, by those knowledge that you think you have about parenting, when you come to the inner circle, it pushes you further. It helps you navigate. It helps you understand this thing that we are saying that looks like is impossible. How can it be? How can they say this won't happen? Is it magic? It's not possible. This cannot work. When you come to the inner circle, it's an eye opener. Your eye will open, all the veil in your eyes will fall. You see this veil we are all carrying about. There are persons that have this knowledge, this capacity in them that God has structured them for a generation, for a purpose. And you undermine what they carry, you can't get there with that. You need to connect. Connect. See, when you see people like this, like Coach Wendy, doing this thing, all you need is just get a connecting. Plug yourself into it. That's the inner circle. Plug yourself into it. See, as they are getting it fresh, you are connected. It's coming to you. So the inner circle, when we start pushing people, join, like 2 days ago, I was talking to someone and she was like, "Don't you sharing this thing, CIP, inner circle, this on your status. Tell me, how do I join?" I said, "Don't worry." And he said, "I've been wanting to join, but I don't know how to join." I said, "Don't worry, tell how much." I told her. I said, "If you had told me earlier, I would have booked a slot for you so that you can be able to pay a fee of 70,000 naira. But now it's 100,000 naira. How was I able to pay?" Say, "Coach, I paid twice." Oh. Yes, I paid twice. I booked the slot before the deadline and I paid twice before the whole thing started. I paid. Now, mentorship program. I told myself, I have a target. I want to do this mentorship. Not because I want to show myself. I don't like to show myself. Oh, believe me, coach. I like to hide. I was this type of person that like to hide in one corner, just watching people do their thing. But because I have this peculiarity in me, I have this thing in me, I'm always noticed. No matter how hard I try, I'm always noticed. So I was like, God, I want to pay for this mentorship program. What do I do? It was during graduation period. I sell suits also, so I was like, okay, I'll start doing. I don't do children's suits, but because I know that this period of graduation, parents will need children's suits. I started running ads. Oh, children's suits, this, that. I was gathering money. See, some persons borrowed to be here. I told coach, I said, if I have to borrow, I will borrow. I don't like to borrow, but you see this one, I will drop shame because there's something there you want to get. If it is a Chevy and co, everything, jewelry, you can go all out to get it. But when it comes to things that offer you value, lifetime value, and what you get from the inner circle. So when it comes to things that offers us value, we are like, just go about it. You can afford air, but you cannot afford to carry the head that can help you, or the mindset that can help this head to work well. That's misplaced priority. Let's tell ourselves the truth. So when parents are saying, I don't have money, I don't do this one, I work towards it. So I set a target. I want to get this money. How will I get this money? This is what I will do. This is what I will do. And before you know it, God brought it. I was just talking to somebody and she was like, this, that. She was sharing something and they made her angry. This one, that one, this, and I said, calm down. I started to, there was one tool we used one of the days and it was just for her. I just used that tool to admonish her. Coach, he told me, there's something you were saying. He said, there's this mentorship class, you want to do this. He just wired 50,000 naira to me. Oh, so my preaching of this inner circle can bring me favor. No problem. We ride on. We ride on. She was like, take, let this be my support because I can see that you are passionate about this thing. You are not just doing it. Every day you talk, we can hear Coach Wendy. We can see Coach Wendy. We can see that spirit. We can every day if the fire keeps increasing, you're not going to reduce. Oh. It is not going to reduce. This thing Coach Wendy has put into people like us, we are ready to run with it. We are taking the battle and we are running with it because it will not spoil our hands. So when we are in the inner circle, for those that are in the inner circle, tighten your seatbelts. Don't feel, oh, I've done something, I'm there, I'm doing it small, small. Yes, you are doing it small, small. Push. Keep pushing. The days you are tired, set out the weekend. I say, this weekend, I miss this too, I miss that, I miss that. Sit down with it. This thing we hear, this voice of Coach Wendy we keep hearing, it keeps ringing in our ear. I listen to Coach Wendy every day. So those that are saying, are they mini gods or demi gods or whatever, I don't care. I don't listen to all that. I choose what I listen to now. When I'm surfing the internet and I see somebody, I say, Coach Wendy say, choose who you listen to. Choose who you follow. Be deliberate. Be intentional about it. So when you want to run an intentional parenting lifestyle, train your children intentionally. I don't know what kind of children are you training or are you raising. I don't know the kind of children you want to raise. But me, I know the kind of children I want to raise. By joining the inner circle, it has opened my eyes. I want to raise courageous children. I want to raise creative children. I want to raise exceptional children. I want to raise children that are sensitive. I want to raise systematic children. So how can I achieve that when I'm not in a place where I can be helped? I need help. That's why I'm here. So because I know that I can get this help by following, because those that are in the inner circle, we are just some of us are just there. We don't know what we are doing. Truth be told, they are just hanging there. Oh, we are there. The day we show up, we show up. The day we like, we forget. The day we don't even have. See, I have a book. Big. Some days I can't even write because the fire I will spit out is just burning. How can I write? I'll watch replay. I'll listen to you. I'll download. I will listen. I'll say yes. Let this thing be entering my life. All the channels of my life. Just so you can say channels of my spirit open up. When this voice enters my life, all the channels of my spirit will begin to open up. Because Coach Wendy is a spiritual person. So I believe she must be hearing from God to dish out to us. She's not just saying all these things because, let me say it, I want to make money. Like some person say, you're following her. She's growing her YouTube channel. She's growing her followers on Instagram, and you're just there following her. This, that. Yes, let her grow it. And I'm also growing. As the channels are growing, I'm growing. As the channels are growing, as she's growing, God is growing. As she's hearing from God and, channeling it to people like us, my life is well channeled. So that's it, Coach.
Thank you so much, Amaka. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. I really do appreciate your time. I love you. I honor you, ma'am. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I do not take your time for granted. This is been an exceptional, journey. Ms. Amaka is a pastor's wife. she's a teacher. And of course, when you listen to this session, you will find out that we were listening to a teacher. I was brought up by a teacher. For those who are saying that that's the only thing I can do, yes, I was brought up by a teacher. My dad was a principal of a school through growing up, and that is, it's made me. So you listen to another teacher this morning, likewise me, and it's actually said today. I was sharing about genealogy in my lineage. It said that when we teach in my lineage, we become prosperous. That's a thing. All right, some of you don't even know that about your family lineage. Yes, I know, and that's why teaching is a thing in my family. We all teach, funny enough. All right, so here we are. Thank you so much, Amaka, for sharing your journey. All right, you can't be in the inner circle and now have pen notes. All right, I remember that I brought out my jotters. Inner circle parents know that giving me a jotter is like giving me life. I brought out my jotters recently. This was given to me by Professor and Dr. Mrs. Sweken. All right. So Chris and Happiness is Sweken. Thank you. In fact, they gave me like 5 of these or something, or 3 of it or 4 of these. I can't remember. But it is that's the spirit in the academy, the spirit of documentation. It just takes over you and it just runs. There's too many things that happens in the inner circle, not because we are sharing it with you, but because it is true. It was his Apostle Joshua Selman will say that, pardon me, I'm telling you, and it's true. It's the way he says it emphatically. Pardon me, I'm telling you. I'm not just trying to, bobo you. It is true. All right. So thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your journey. I really do appreciate your time. We're going to let you go, and then we will close on this session. Apologies for taking a bit of your time, more than we have envisaged. Our guest had a few, hijis on her her network. We don't have control over network right here in Nigeria. Anyway, there are 12 of the things that we cannot control. Because I remember that last year in the US, I was struggling with the internet, when I was also streaming live. So that's, by the way, so don't blame it on being Nigerian. Yes. Thank you again for joining me this morning. And if you're wondering what we're talking about, you're wondering what is this thing that these people are just feeling, what is it? What's all of that? All right. It is about the inner circle, right? The inner circle, respectfully speaking. The inner circle is an arc, right? Is an arc in our time. It's Coach Ebuka that said, see, flood Nabia. Now flood is coming, and the inner circle is the place where you need to enter, the arc. It's not for parents who are struggling. It's for parents who want to be in the arc. It's for parents who understand the concept of separation in these times. Yesterday, I was in a session live teaching in a virtual conference, and my topic was understanding the times and seasons using Joseph and Mary as a case study. A topic that, I was even speaking and I was hearing the Holy Spirit say, this is it. These are the things that is happening in this time. And I said something in that session yesterday, which I'm going to repeat here again. Every time we say the prayer, oh Lord, may thy kingdom come. Lord, may your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Who do you think will bring that will here? You and I. We are thy kingdom come of God. Have you asked yourself that question? How do you now begin to become thy kingdom come? How do you begin to become heaven on earth? God would actually have trusted you to be able to bet a Messiah. The question would be, do you have what it takes to actually be able to raise a Messiah? Every single child given to you is a Messiah. But how do you raise a Messiah? I leave you with this thought. If you were given Jesus and you were the parents of Jesus in this time, will he still become a Messiah? It's for you to brood over throughout the day and until we meet again at 2 p.m. at our Tuesday live. And also, join us tomorrow at 8 o'clock, where we will bring you again my intentional parenting journey shared by another Yada who is on a journey. And if you're wondering what this is about entering the place of separation. So you pay 5,000 Naira booking fee. The total fee is 100,000 Naira. You can decide to pay your full payment and get into the inner circle. This fee you're paying, I dare say, is a joke to what happens to the inner circle. A complete joke. And if you're paying with you and your spouse, you're going to be paying 170,000, saving 30,000 naira. But the inner circle is not about the money. We're in September, and there is no what we have taught in January is not better than what we have taught in September. In fact, the things we teach at the tail end of the year is actually even more important than the things we teach at the beginning. So it is a place where you come to take cover, getting. And I dare say again that this is what is needed in the dispensation, not because we run it, but because it is what it is. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for being here. All right, so we'll see you at 2 p.m. where we will meet again. My name is Wendy Ulugi, and I'm the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. Thank you, and do have an amazing day.